Hello, everyone. It is Monday, November 9th? 10th? It's the 10th. 25. Welcome to a new week. I have spent the day very much relaxing. Very much relaxing. Been playing some. I played an video game. Played Super Mario World. What else have I done? I should open up Yahtzee. Fuck. I forgot. It's been one of those days where it just been, the day has existed in some kind of ether, and yeah, like, honestly, this is the first food I've had today. It's 7 o'clock. It's actually after 7 o'clock. I actually turned the heat up because I'm cold. It's actually pretty chilly right now. It's 27 outside. 27 outside. I mean, it's 27 outside. That's 2 pair. That's 3 of a kind. That's even better. So, yeah, today's been a day, and I'm the tiny street there. Honestly, I don't have a whole lot else to say about it. It's just been a chill day. Take the pair. There, that's kind of what I wanted. 3 of a kind. Fucking 4 of a kind is better. Anyway, I'm gonna go do more stuff. I actually had to put together and edit last week's vlog. I haven't done that yet. But I should do that. So, we'll see y'all later this week. Hello, everyone. It's Friday. We survived the week. Let's talk about what happened this week. Wednesday was the gig. I went and played for, well, I sat on stage for an hour. Probably played for about 20 minutes. I was there to essentially be a not drummer to one Jordan Cohen of the Mama Dig Downs Brass Band. He was doing a clinic for the Madison Jazz Society before their weekly jam sessions. About an hour-long clinic on New Orleans-style drumming. Which, yes, there is such a thing as New Orleans-style drumming. I mean, it's a big difference. So you hear that right there? That's my first food in 10 hours. It's my first food since 3 o'clock. Yes, I said 3 o'clock. Sorry, I meant 10 and a half hours. Yeah, I'm just getting home. We'll get to that. Thursday was trivia. Trivia good. Not much to say about it. Trivia good. Then today was me paying my penance for not doing my job this week. I really did my fucking job. I get to work and I check some emails. I do a couple of things. I would do a couple of things, and then I would fuck off and do other dumb shit and play more Archipelago Yahtzee, play games on my phone, watch videos on YouTube. I slacked this week really badly. I still did we did payroll, and I did my direct bills tonight. Tonight, not earlier this week when I should have. So I'm well aware when I begin to complain about what I'm about to complain about as my fault. Well aware that this is all my fault, and I could have been the one to not fuck it up. I had started to do a couple of audit packs earlier this week, and I made it to a couple. Made it to Saturday. That's it. I made it to Saturday, which, that was 2 days. So I had put everything else off until today, which left me 6 audit packs, and 8 deposits, which deposits can suck. They can take a long time because you have to figure out where the money goes. Plus, I also slacked off and fucked around. So, even better. And this is where I had a problem tonight. A big one that's going to require ink and paper next week when I see this person again. So, guest got checked into a room in our hotel. We handed keys. Went up to their room. All is normal. Another guest got checked into a room. We're handed keys. There's stuff in the room. Oh, the last guest must have left it behind. Bring it on down. We'll get it taken care of. That should have been a fucking clue. One bag was brought down. But what I did not know is there were still 2 bags up there. The guest in the first room got keys to that room that was assigned 2 hours later to another guest. In the system, the guest in the first room was never assigned to that room. They were assigned to a different room. By the way, regrettably, yes, this is something that can happen with good training and the right people. This is not something that is supposed to happen. So, already I'm upset. Guest of the second room comes back. Can't get into their room. We were assigned to a different room. Well, we were assigned to this room earlier. That should have been a red flag. They get into their new room. They're like, was there any stuff brought down from that other room? 1 bag. The other bag was a computer bag and suitcase. A rolling suitcase. Again, it is after 11 p.m. at this point. We end up having to wake up the guest that's in the room that the other guests thought they were assigned to. They were able to retrieve their bags. Luckily, nothing was gone. So, and the thing is, in the computer, looking at like the change log, first guest was never, ever assigned to that room. Ever. How they got keys to it? Good fucking question, Aguado. Ace Ventura reference. So, yeah, I'm less than happy with this particular person Yes, this is a safety issue. That should never, ever, 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 ever fucking happen. Ever. Ever, ever, ever fucking ever happen. So yeah, I get to have a chat with that particular person. And the guys were like, "Oh, she was great to us, and she got us changed from a king room to a room with 2 queens because we needed 2 beds." I'm like, "Well, y'all fucking dumbasses started with the issue, but that's not their problem. They shouldn't be having that kind of an issue, or we shouldn't be having that kind of an issue, like we did." Yeah. I'm just fucking thrilled with things. So yeah. Anyway, I have some tacos to eat, which were made at about noon today. 1 o'clock today. 1:30. I don't remember when these were fucking made. I picked them up earlier today. I had them in my office. I didn't know there was food being made. I ordered pizza. I was told there was food being made. I wanted fucking pizza, so I got fucking pizza. I also had free breadsticks at Pizza Hut. For breadsticks or Cinesticks, I opted for the breadsticks. So essentially, I ate breadsticks for lunch. Yeah, I ate breadsticks for lunch. Breadsticks, and I did have boneless wings. The breadsticks were the added bread and sauce. And did I eat the whole order of breadsticks? Yeah. Okay. I'm going to update football scores real quick. And then I'm going to play probably Link's Awakening, because that game is in go mode. I can finish that game immediate. I am excited for that. I can release that game and beat some other games. And yeah, shit's about to hit the fan. Anyway, that's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow as we head down to Illinois to see friends. And I'm excited. Later. Hello, everyone. Cat. Hello. It's Saturday, and normally I'd be sitting at my computer doing football scores, but I'm not doing that today. Why am I not doing that today? I'm about to head down to Illinois. And go see my friends in Bloomington. Quinn designed lights for a show tonight. I wanted a hat. Fucking, I'll be fine. Quinn designed lights for a show tonight, this weekend, and I wanted to go see it. So the 4 of us, Quinn Palisades on myself, are gonna go, and I'm excited. I haven't been to a dance recital since college, and they weren't my favorite things. They weren't really my favorite things at all. I wasn't big into dance. Wasn't. Still am not. I'm into, like, theater and music, of course. That was like helping support my friends. So I'm gonna go do that. Support my friends. I was up super fucking late last night. 4:30. I think I saw 5 in bed because I was doing Archipelago. We were in call last night, and it wasn't just playing games. We were sharing music. There's a song I listened to for the first time yesterday called Living Inside the Shell. It's on the Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex Volume 2 soundtrack. And God, what is it with Kanayoko and her music? And pairing her music with the vocals of Steve Conti. What the fuck is it, man? Anyway, I'm gonna grab a drink and a snack before we hit the road. So we'll see you in Illinois. Got the goddamn camera. Oh look. Oh, there it is. Hello everyone. As you can tell, we're not in Illinois. Also, fun fact, it's not Saturday. It's Sunday. I forgot to take the camera out of the car last night when I got to Illinois to hang out with friends, and I'm actually kind of glad I did. Nothing against my friends. I love my friends. They're great people. We had a great time. I'm going back in 2 weeks. We're doing a Friendsgiving type thing, which is going to be fantastic. It's actually going to be an overnight thing where I will bring an overnight bag and I'll stay there at their place. And we'll do food and board games and video games and all sorts of shit. I'll probably bring my Switch too, and we'll have some fun with that. Anyway, and then I forgot to take the camera out of the car. It's about 6:30 on Sunday, and that doesn't mean nothing's happened. Let's talk about what happened yesterday. Yesterday was great. Although I spent, 6 hours or so in the car, it was worth it. I got to go see my friends. We had dinner. We went and had dinner. Went to a dance recital, a dance show that Quinn did lighting for one of the pieces. And on the one hand, you could look at it and go, lights are on, yay. But here's the thing. The piece that Quinn had to do lighting for was a typical, it was a ballet. It was a ballet. Not a whole hell of a lot you can do with that, to be honest with you. And the guy who was doing, because the choreographers who are responsible for each dance, they also have a say in what the lights do. And basically anything Quinn wanted to do that was anything somewhat artistic, nope, too rock and roll, too disco. Guy's a douchebag. This guy's one of those, I've been teaching in college for 30 plus years, and I'm waiting to either die or retire. I can't figure out which. So, fine. That said, the lighting design was actually really, really good. I made sure that Quinn understood that I really enjoyed the lighting design. And if they haven't heard it, Quinn, your lighting design was incredible. And yes, that was great. Please do that more. Oh, it's warm in here. Actually, I have to turn on the AC because it's warm in here. It's not just me. Oh, and we went home, got home last night, and all of a sudden they were not feeling very well. So they got that. They ended up having to go in this morning to figure out what the hell is going on. Nothing major, which is good. Still not great, but it's nothing major. So today's been all about football. It's Sunday, it's all about football. Yeah, college football for me. Because today was the release of 3 brackets for college football. Division II, Division III, and the NAIA. One of them I definitely have more of a stake in, Division III. The other 2 I don't. But today was all about projections and brackets. I didn't do too bad. I know some of you have been asking, what the hell do you do with all those football scores? Let me explain to you something. I am a nerd. I like numbers. I always have. Back when the concourse was getting their lobby renovated, I was bored one night. We were not busy. And it was, I think, state college football season. And I was like, how would you determine a national champion? Maybe for high schools. And I know you don't do that. You worry about state championships, not national ones. But what if? So I initially started to do a thing where I looked at each and every high school bracket, and I took each champion, took the margin of victory in each game they played in the tournament only, times the winning percentage of the other team, and I would get a number, and the highest average would be the national champion. Now, obviously, that's, you're not going to get an accurate result with that, because not every division or class in football is made the same. Such as 8-man football, well, scores get to be fucking high. There's even 6-man football, and that's good for really small schools. I know in Wisconsin we have one 8-man tournament, and I believe that's played up in Point Rapids. It's not here. It's not here. We actually have our state tournament, our state finals on Thursday and Friday of this week. 7 divisions. The team that took out my high school, they are playing in the Division 6 championship again. So yeah. So anyway, I started using that. I was like, well, wait a minute. What if I expanded this out the entire season? I was getting ready to go through on maxpreps.com the high school season for every single. I'm going, no, that's going to take too fucking long. There's how many, just in Wisconsin alone, I think there's, in just tournament participants, there's 32 per tournament in 7 divisions. And then you add in all the non-tournament participants. Oh, shit. How many thousands of schools would I be trying to compile a season for? So, my focus then turned to college football. In my frustration with Division I FBS and how they determine a champion. Which is, some people sit in a room and deliberate about it for hours, and then it gets highly publicized on a television show, and there's a lot of money involved, and yeah. This is back when it was still the college football playoff, just 4 teams. And again, what's the criterion for being the 4 teams? Be at the top of this opinion poll. There's also being the top of this cat's priority list. Missy, look at this kitty. Look at that kitty. Yes. Look at you, kitty. Good girl. Anyway, so I started compiling college teams. I decided I wanted to look at FBS, but as a control to see if the formula actually worked, I wanted to add in the 4 college brackets or college tournaments, major college tournaments. So FCS, D2, D3, NAIA. And the idea is, can I determine by a formula who a playoff participant would be? An at-large playoff participant, because I have no control over who wins their conference. But can I figure out who the others will be? And at that time, it was hard. The D3 was hard. It had like 5 or 6 at-large bids. That was it. NAIA was, I think it was 11 or 12, no, 10. I think it was 10 automatic bids, but those automatic bids were dependent on the NAIA ratings, the coaches' polls. Which honestly, there's not as much money, so there's not as much corruption in that poll. Gee, funny how that works. So when you get your top, in that situation, it was 16 at the time. When you get your top 16, it's likely the 16 best teams, or damn close. There's always going to be some argument. Division 3 prided itself on access. Everyone had the opportunity to get into the tournament. Win your conference. That was it. Win your conference, you're in. Pool A. Pool B was based off of when they had Pool B. It was based off of there was a formula for you add up the number of teams that are in conferences that don't have automatic bids, which at that point in time was none, and the number of independent teams. Add them all together, put them into a formula. If you get any number greater than 1, you have a Pool B bid. I don't think there's been a Pool B bid for over 10 years. That's actually gone now, too. And D2, at the time, was based off of regional rankings. Every bid was at large. If you won your conference, you got yourself earned access, which meant if you were in the top 9 of your region, you got into the tournament. So if the regional ranking committee said, yep, you're top 9, a number 9 team could get it, could bump number 7, essentially. Is what would happen. Or number 8 team could bump number 7. But it was 28 at-large bids. That's changed. And FCS has been 28 teams with a lot of at-large bids. I think right now, at the time I started, it was 11, might have been 10 automatic bids. So anyway, my focus is on those at-large bids. And I use a formula that's been tweaked a couple of times. I'll probably tweak it again sometime soon. I actually have a thought on how I want to do that. Based off of the margin of victory or margin of loss for a team. If a team wins a game, I multiply the margin of victory by 2/3 of their of the opponent's winning percentage, and 2/3 of the opponent's winning percentage. So, say like Whitewater played Platteville, we won by 10. I think it was 10. You take that 10 times Platteville's winning percentage, do that twice, and then you take that against the winning percentage of every other team that Platteville has played, averaged out. The way you're supposed to do OWP is you're supposed to take out the game that Platteville, that they didn't play that team, and that's just a lot of math I don't want to do. It's a lot of setup. There's a lot. I mean, it's a lot more time and time consuming. Maybe if I have some extra time on my hands, I don't know. But take those 3 numbers, divide that by 3 because it's an average. It's 2/3 and 1/3, and that times the margin of victory, I get a number. And then average that out over the year, you get what I've called the power rating. If a team loses, it's the team's losing percentage. So basically, an inverse of the winning percentage. If a team is 6-4, their winning percentage is 600. Their losing percentage is 400. So it's the exact opposite. Those two should always add up to 1. So it's the inverse. And again, 2/3. 2/3 the one, 1/3 the other one. I do not currently have it towards throwing out the highest and lowest. It should. That's probably something I will end up doing. One thing I may do is implement a max min on a score to, because there's some games where it's just an overmatch. It's just a severe overmatch. And I think 21 is a good, when you win by 3 scores, any more is just, it's gravy. So I think setting a max min of 21 or a loss of 21 is probably a good idea. Anyway, today was 3 tournaments that came out. Division 3 came out at 4 o'clock. There's 40 teams in the tournament, 27 automatic bids, with 13 at large. 13 more teams make the tournament. That tournament is determined based on the use of a thing called NPI, National Power Index. It is a mathematical formula that just tells you what teams are in. Honestly, the only drama is what is NCAA going to do to fuck that up, to put it within D3's budget. You want to avoid, like in the first round, you want 1 flight. That's it. And NCAA pays for this. They pay for it. So 1 flight. Flight is, I think, if it's more than 500 miles, that's a flight. So every year, like this, when I saw, like, when they announced when Whitworth was playing in the first round, I'm like, Chapman. They're playing against Chapman, because those are the 2 out west. That's Spokane versus Los Angeles, basically. That's just a short drive up I-5. Actually, I think they have to divert and they go to eastern part of Washington. I think Spokane's on that eastern border. And like the Texas schools down south, they're like in a little bit of an island. Trinity and Hardin Simmons are playing each other. D3 is very much an eastern division. I think I would say a vast majority, 80%, if not more, of the schools in Division 3, at least for football. In fact, I would say for football, it's probably 90%, are east of the Mississippi River. So anyway, when the smoke cleared, like I was able to determine who was in, who was not in before the bracket even came out because of NPI. And yeah, I was right. I mean, I was right. I still used my numbers to see what those would come up with, and that came up 10 out of 13. Not bad. I'll take it. 10 out of 13. Just off of margin of victory. 4 YAP teams got in. Yes, that includes Whitewater. We have a playoff game this weekend. Yeah. No, sorry. We don't have a playoff game this weekend. We have a playoff game next weekend. 40 teams, 16 have to play the first round. They'll play the winners of that game. Those games will play the top 8 seeds. They don't officially list seeding, but they do 1v8, 2v7, 3v6 overall. So like on the upper left-hand corner of the bracket, the top seed was Mount Union. And then the 8th seed in that bracket was Barry out of Georgia. Anyway, yeah, that's how they do that. Those top 8 seeds cannot meet until the quarterfinals, because that has been an issue in the past where we've had top teams meeting in like the second round, all because of the travel restrictions. Because the Division 3 budget is 3% of all the NCAA budget. That's not just football. That's all sports. D3. Not a lot of money. Anyway, D2 came out at 5 o'clock. This year was different, where the field expanded to 32 teams, and it was, what they said at the beginning was 16 automatic bids, 1 for each conference, 4 conferences in each region, still very regional for D2, and then 8 at-large bids for each region. Like, that's 40. Sorry, that's 48. It's 4 at-large for each regional. So 16 total, 4 per region. I did 10 out of 16 on that. Again, not terrible. NAIA came out It's 20-team field, 13 at large, 13 automatic, with 7 at large. 4 out of 7. My formulas highly favored the KCAC, the Kansas Collegiate Athletic Conference. It shouldn't have. It's not. It's kind of been a subpar conference. The Sun Conference out of Florida got 3 in. Kaiser, Southeastern, St. Thomas, I believe. Is there another one? No, there was not another one. They got 3 out of 8 in. The Mid-South got 2. Mid-States only got 2, 1 per division. KCAC only got 2, 1 per division. Frontier got an extra 1. The Great Plains only got 2. It surprises me, but it doesn't. Because number 3 has just been kind of meh. And the Appalachian, we won't talk about the Appalachian. They're not great. Sooners also not the greatest either. Difference with the NAIA is, if just for funsies, they have 2 cross-country flights, but each school is responsible for travel in the postseason. So that'll be fun for them. Anyway, I've rambled on too long about football. The Archipelago is still going. I'm actually going to try and finish it up tonight. I only have 7 games left. I'm going to try and get into Wind Waker tonight and cook some food, so I have food for the week. Although I might wait till tomorrow to cook food. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. It's already almost 7 o'clock. This week, I guess I could call it the calm before the storm a little bit. This week has, at the end of the week, we have state football, and then there's the last home football game. And then next week's just gonna be fast and furious. Like next week I have to do payroll, and it has to be done by Wednesday. Must be done by Wednesday because Thanksgiving holiday. So that means I get to go in on Monday night and finish that out. And then at the end of the week, I'll do Thanksgiving at my uncle's house, which would be great. And then I'm heading down to Bloomington for the next couple of days to do Friendsgiving, and then the next day is the end of the month, which is that Sunday, 2 weeks from today. That is also the day before renovations begin at the hotel. We're renovating our public spaces, which means the lobby is going to move, and it's going to be a period of everyone's going to be pissed off at us because nothing is where it's supposed to be. Whatever. One of the other big complaints we have with the hotel is that it needs updating. But then when you go and update it, why was there all this construction? It needs updating. The fuck do you want from me? Anyway, I've rambled on long enough. So, thank you all so much for watching. And we will see you next week. Take care, everyone.